Critics of the company, like the open source website DFLOC and the ACLU, say its capabilities are too far-reaching. In recent weeks, police officers in multiple states are being investigated for misuse. An officer in North Carolina lost her job after using flock data to look up her partner's ex-wife dozens of times.
It's been a game changer for us, what we've been able to accomplish here. But it all goes up in smoke when you have cops like this violating the systems.
If you've been following what's happening in Effingham County lately, you've probably heard a lot about the growth, the data centers, transparency, and the future of our community. The truth is, all those conversations are connected. Tonight, we are sitting down with District 2 County Commissioner candidate Darlene Ainsworth to talk about the issues shaping Effingham's future, from Project Camellia and growth to the county's spending and public accountability. As always, we're not here to tell you what to think. We're here to give you information that you need to make an educated decision. But first, obviously, we are shining a spotlight on another great local business. We have Shannon Peck with Peck's Parties, Emporiums.
Emporium, dude.
Yeah.
Got it.
So get excited, grab your favorite drink, jump in the live chats, and let's get into it.
Welcome back to this episode of the Mark Sip. My name is Patrick Donovan from eXp Realty, part of the Johnson Group, and I'm joined by my co-host, Brandon Giebler. And I'm super excited about having Darlene on the show. We were supposed to have Roger Burdett. He couldn't make it. He had different plans, so we had to replace him. Darlene was grateful enough to come, or was thankfully willing to come on the show. So super excited about that, the competition. And of course, if you're looking to buy, sell, or just understand the real estate market, hit them codes down there. Hit the QR codes. Give me or Brandon a call. We can definitely help you out. Of course, the one thing I did want to say for all the people coming, for one thing, thank you guys so much for coming into the chat. I really appreciate you guys watching. Love you guys. We got the best fans in the game, so I love it. Thank you guys so much. But we're going to be changing the day with which we are going to do the show. From now on, we're doing on Wednesdays so we can deconflict with all the pooler, and who else is on Mondays?
I mean, there's like 3 of them.
Yeah, so we're gonna get out of their way, go on Wednesday night so that you guys can focus on your civic duty and then come here and talk smack. So that's the goal. So, but I would say I can't wait to have Darlene come on and talk about what's going on in Effingham. But first, Brandon, what's going on in the chat over here?
Oh, so we have Megan. Yes, information. Y'all are great with sharing information and not choosing sides. I love that.
Love you, Megan. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh my God, I think I don't even know if is she in town right now? Loyalty. We got Megan, and then we got Stephanie. Hiya, girl.
Hi, hey, how you guys doing? Love you too, for sure. But who we got on tonight? You said who we got on the local spotlight there, Brandon?
So our special local party girl, I'm just kidding, but our party Emporium is Shannon Peck from Peck's Party Emporium. So let's bring her on. Hey, Roy.
Hey, Shannon, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on the show. I really, really appreciate it. So,
oh my gosh, I can't hear anything.
Oh no! All right, go out. Lindsay,
can you
help
hear
her
me?
out real quick. Yes.
We hear you.
Okay, I can hear you, Brandon, but I cannot hear you, Patrick.
Oh no!
Right, I'm gonna go out and come back. Brandon, you start. You start the clock and do the questions.
All right, sounds good. So Shannon, for all of our guests, so for someone who's never been inside Peck's Party Emporium, what exactly do you guys offer?
Oh my gosh, we have a lot of party stuff. So we specialize in balloons. That's like our main thing. Anywhere from like full party setups to just a simple helium bouquet. And then we have a lot of party brands, lots and lots of party brands.
Party brands. Okay.
All right. Can you hear me now? All right, Brandon, you still going? Go ahead.
Okay, so
I
where
can
did
hear you, Brandon. I can hear you perfectly.
so where did the idea of Peck's Party Emporium come from, and how did you go from loving parties and crafting to opening your own store?
Just kids. We have so many kids and we did so many parties, and COVID hit. We just kind of had like a lull. Our whole thing has been like to transform our dining room into something the kids can always remember. So from there, it's like I just got tired of ordering online. So I wanted to bring that to the Savannah area.
Oh, I love that. So if I'm doing a party and I want to, impress some people, I'll call you.
Absolutely. And if
Yeah.
we don't have it on hand, there's so many options. If we don't have it, we have such good relationships with all our brands, we can get it.
Perfect. So what can somebody get from you that they probably aren't going to find walking into like a typical big box store?
So my husband really wanted to make sure I highlighted the customer experience. You're going to get customer service here. So like you come in and 9 times out of 10, like our customers become like family. So you come in, you tell me what you need. We work through it. I live on Pinterest. I go through these catalogs daily. So if you come in and you need a spaceship party and you have an astronaut lover, like I can pull things that aren't even here in the store. I can pull these up for you and just give you all those options.
I love that. I just realized I didn't press the timer, but that's fine.
Sorry, I'll go quick.
No, you're good. If anybody has a birthday or a baby shower, graduation, grand opening, or any other event coming up, how early should they contact you, and how does the process work there?
Really 4 to 6 weeks is like our best, because I mean we only have so many days a week that people really throw these big parties. So if you have a Saturday or Sunday event, 4 to 6 weeks out is usually the sweet spot. The more customized you want, the sooner you should book. We've got an inquiry link on our website. If you just need a basic helium bundle, you can fill out that short form. And if you want like a fully customized birthday party, then you fill out our longer form. And then we just get to work on every aspect of your party.
Perfect. So where can people find Peck's Party Emporium and Emporium, and what's the best way to contact you or place an order?
Really online. We have our website has everything. We keep all of our supplies stocked on our website. You can always come in. Our store hours are a little bit shorter because we work through most weekends. So we get a little downtime and also prep time. We're open Thursday through Saturday from 10 to 4. But if you want like a private shopping experience, just let me know a couple days out and we'll have the whole store open for you. So if you want to come Monday at 6 p.m., as long as we're not busy or booked, we'll absolutely open the shop for you for a private shopping event.
So if you want to be bougie about your party, go to Peck's Party.
Come see me. Yeah.
I love that. Is there anything else that you wanted to shout or say before we let you go?
I don't think so. Y'all come see me for all your party needs. Like I said, if we don't have it in the shop, we have so many suppliers. We have 20 suppliers just on our balloons, like worldwide. Like we pull from Colombia, we pull from the UK, we pull from everywhere. So if we don't have it here, we can get it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again, Shannon, for coming on. We really appreciate your time. And,
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Good luck in your business. I hope you thrive.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, girl. Good night.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, put in the chat. Can you guys hear me? Please let me know. I would say thank you, Shannon Peck, for coming on. Super cool. And so close to the house. I mean, it's right in the neighborhood. So, I mean, you can't really beat it. All right, Megan, thank you. I'm glad you can hear me.
You should have the best parties ever.
Huh?
You should have the best parties ever.
Yeah, well, I'm sadly, you're nice. I do have rock parties at my house. So, I mean,
I was thinking the same thing, Megan. But do you want to?
Well, all right. Well, great. Well, like I said, I appreciate Shannon come on, but now we're going to welcome on District 2 Commissioner candidate Darlene Ainsworth onto the show. So let's bring Darlene on.
Hi, y'all.
Hey, Darlene, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really, really appreciate it. And so for people that don't know who you are, tell us who you are and why you're running for office.
Well, my name is Darlene Ainsworth. I've been a 39-year resident of this little particular corner of Effingham County. I was raised in the Air Force. I went to 11 different schools before I graduated high school.
Wow.
Landed in North Carolina, went to the University of North Carolina. Met my husband, who's also raised in the Air Force, this guy. Nobody I knew anything about him. They didn't know anything bad, didn't know anything good, just didn't know anything about him. So we had him, and I didn't find anything particularly objectionable going on, didn't pay too much attention. And then later in 2023, we had a little problem with the library in Effingham. We had some books in the library that Mr. Burdett felt ought to be removed. And the Live Oak Public Library didn't think that our contract with Live Oak allowed for that kind of work. So instead, now we don't belong to Live Oak Library. We spent a lot of time, effort, and money to get what I call the library divorce. I was not happy. Other people may think that that was just a fine thing to have happen. I do not. And so what I was always taught in all those 11 different schools, if you have a problem with an elected official, you can vote against them. You can maybe run for office. Well, it turns out Mr. Burdett had never had any competition for his seat. He ran unopposed in 2018, unopposed in 2022, although there was a write-in candidate. And so I thought, well, if we're going to vote against him, we're going to have somebody to vote against him. And that somebody could be me. And so it is me.
So
All right.
right.
There you go. All right.
I'll mention over to the chats for a second. Say thank you guys for coming. D Caps 24, Megan, OKB9Z, Stephanie Reese, Joshua, thank you. Deadly D84, thank you. We really appreciate you guys, and make sure you put some comments in there. Put some questions. We want to ask your questions.
Yes, thank you. And once again, I want to say thank you guys all for coming. We love you guys. You guys are amazing. And yeah, of course, we need questions. We give the easy questions. You guys give the hard questions. All right, here we go. All right. So the August, so a lot of these clips that we're pulling out is from the August 4th meeting the commissioners had. Okay, and then in that commission, they talked about Project Camellia, where the data center, the open AI thing that was in Effingham. So let's play that video real quick, and then we're going to ask you your question.
And in light of all the discussion regarding the data centers and all that type, that I would like to recommend that we do it in county, and we do it and have a day just solely to devote to that, where there would be a detailed explanation, opportunity for the public to have input, and discussion as well. And I'd like to just see that done. I'd also like to have as part of that discussion, the discussion of a moratorium on further data centers at this time, and as well as a discussion about, relooking at some of the ordinances around it, since that's been brought to our attention in the emails that we've received. I just think that we need a day devoted to this. I'd like to recommend a Saturday. And that way we would not interfere with anybody's work schedule.
All right. So if you had been District 2 Commissioner when Project Camellia, the open AI data center in Effingham, came and it was being discussed behind the scenes, what specifically would you have done differently?
Probably almost everything.
Okay. All right.
I've learned more. When it first came out, we didn't really understand the timeline, and a lot of the reporting has been developed, and we know now more about who knew what when. The Current did a really good job on that. I believe that the commissioners did not know at first, but they certainly knew by the time of that retreat that something was up. And I have spidey senses. It would bother me to know that I was on a retreat with my fellow people, and all of a sudden here's a guy from Georgia Power. What's he doing here? I would have wanted to know about that. It would have made me curious. Did it make them curious? I bet it did. I wonder why we didn't hear anything about it. And then as more thing developed and it became obvious what was going on, if I could do it without being bound by an NDA, and I don't think they can shoot you into signing one, I think I would have gone public. And the reason that would be necessary to go public is all of the discussion that the commissioners want to have now. Oh yes, let's have a day-long event. Let's bring in experts. Let's look into this. Let's think about maybe a law. Why are we doing that now? If somebody had brought it up back then, we could have done all that before we had a signed agreement.
Well, I have a crazy question. At what point should the public have been informed of all of this Project Camellia?
I think they should have been informed when the IDA was actually talking about it with the people. The IDA does a very poor job of publicizing what it does. If you look at the way that they, even what their requirements are ridiculous for what they have to do for a meeting as far as open and public, that kind of thing. And that we should, if you put me in, we're gonna take a look at what we can do to stop that kind of behind the scenes garbage from them. Now I understand that's hard. That's all the commissioners will say. Well, you can't do anything with the IDA. They're state chartered. And maybe they are, but I'll try.
Well, I was saying from what, when we went to the open house thing, Scott went around talking to the city man or the county manager, and they knew in like January, February. So that's when they heard about it. So like, I'm trying to, that's what, like, we're asking the question, like, when should they have told everybody? I know the IDA is not, that's the body that's been, elect. They're not elected, they're unelected, but they were appointed by the commissioners. Like, why do they just, it almost feels like they're putting their responsibilities on the IDA, even though they knew that it was coming. Does that sound like what you're talking about, Darlene?
Well, they make a great scapegoat, don't they?
That's what I was thinking, scapegoat. I was like wolf in sheep's clothing about scapegoat.
It's just like, oh, well, gee, oh, yeah, I know y'all hate this, but gosh, what are we going to do? It's the IDA.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what it sounds like.
I mean, that's what they say. I mean, I have literally sat in a town hall with Roger Burdett, and he's just talking about, can't do anything about the IDA. They get their millage. It's state chartered. Can't do anything with it. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
All right. Do we get any chats going on, or is it silent in there?
So we have one. I guess a better question is, why was it called Project Camellia? Sounds nefarious.
That does sound nefarious. Okay. All right. So next one, we're going to talk about growth in Effingham. You say that Effingham needs to control growth. Let's play the overdevelopment video.
And in light of all the discussion.
Sorry. Technical difficulties.
I live in Timbergate. I live in the very back of the Timbergate subdivision. And I just want to reiterate what everybody has been expressing. The presentation was lovely. That's their job. That is their job. They are here to make money for their company, and that is their job. This is our life. This is our families. This is our livelihood. This is our heart. This is their money. We came to Effingham because we loved Effingham. We love living here. We love the aura of Effingham. The people that are coming here are not Effingham or residents. They are not part of Effingham. They don't have a vested interest in our lives. We do. This is going to cause upheaval in our lives. The traffic that has been mentioned, the flooding that has been mentioned, we are very concerned about that. Yes, they can say that these creeks are going to be able to hold it. I'm concerned that, like she said, a hurricane come through, is that creek really going to be able to hold it? Do we know that? Have we seen that? They can do all the studies they want to, but the weather has a way of doing what it wants to do and not what we want it to do. That water has a way of doing what it wants to do and not what we want to do. My best friends live on that track that's going to be backing up to that. Where's that water going to go? I live on the ditch that creek is going to empty into between the railroad track and our subdivision. Where's that water going to go?
Every time I look up one of these county commissioners, these videos, right? It always seems like we're voting on another housing development or something out there in Effingham. But of course, like you say, they need to control the growth. So what does control growth actually mean in policy, and what would you vote to change?
So I would like very much to look into, I keep hearing from our commissioners in other places, we have to approve these things. If we don't approve things and we can't find a reason why it's not approved, we'll get a lawsuit. And getting a lawsuit sounds like getting the measles. We'll get a lawsuit. So I wonder, well, what is a lawsuit? How does that come in? And it turns out that you get a lawsuit if you turn down somebody for not a valid reason. So if you're arbitrary or capricious in your approvals, if you don't approve this guy because he's using your pawpaw's land, or if you do approve that guy because he's dating your daughter, our zoning needs to be for reason. So, and yet we can't use the zoning to turn down these developments. So I would like to see more stringent zoning so that we can say, no. No, there's too much chance of water going everywhere here, like there was on that huge development off Midland. And we can do that if we do that for everybody. And it has to be fair, because we really can't pick on the guy who's selling off his pawpaw's back 40. And we really can't favor somebody else, because they look nice. We can't favor somebody else because they gave $80 million to the schools either, I think.
Right.
A lot of money.
But also, another thing I would like to see put in force is, I've also heard mentioned that we have thousands of building lots that are already approved for building, but not built. So if we have lots that are not built, then we have capacity already on board. And I would like to see the amount of unbuilt lots that are permitted have a cap on it. Okay, let's say, and I'm pulling a number out of the air, let's say we got 5,000 unpermitted, unbuilt lots. Okay, no more housing can be approved until some of those lots are built on. And that way we could build our infrastructure for the houses that we have. And I have heard commissioners talk about, we can't build roads, we can't build infrastructure, we can't do things like that for imaginary houses, because the imaginary houses may not end up where we think they're going to end up. So we need to take our infrastructure and put it towards the housing that we already have built and take care of that. And then when we get some of that down, then we can go approve some more and get that down too.
That's odd. Like, why I like that idea. That's a great idea, actually, because I mean, like I said, I think the last meeting we had talked about this. They had voted down the 1,300 development, the 1,300 house development, right? That Scott was talking about earlier. And then there's another one that just came up, and it just keeps coming and just keeps coming. The cap would actually stop them from even be able to propose a data center, a neighborhood. So I like that idea. That's a good idea.
No, it's on your mind. No chance.
Yeah, always.
So I'm going to catch up in the chats a little bit. We have a question. Stephanie asked, why is the library split such a big deal for you personally? Is it personal or economic, etc.?
I am really a proponent of people being able to read what they want to read. I read at a very young age. My mother is a reader. I have had books in my house Since I could read, I started reading murder mysteries because that's what was in my house when I was in the second grade. That's what Mom read. I believe that it's very important for people to have access to the reading materials that they want to at a public library. And I have never censored anybody from anything that they wanted to read. I might have had a chat with one of my children first. Let's maybe talk about this one, or let's maybe read it and then talk. But I have a personal, intense dislike for censorship in any form. And that really bothered me.
I totally agree. You know, it's funny you say that. Our daughter, I think she was a freshman in high school, and she wanted to get the book It. So I was like, sure, she wants to read. I'm all about it. I didn't realize how graphic the book was. And so we had to tell her, you can't read it until you're 16 because there's some sexual stuff in there. So now she's able to read it. Yeah, the ending is pretty graphic, according to my wife.
Yeah, I definitely didn't read it, but I watched the movie, unfortunately. So,
well, the movie's not bad. It's I guess she gives herself up to the other kids. It's like the heroine, so like it's not good.
Yeah, that particular book is a little racy, and I could see why. So my mother-in-law particularly quit reading Stephen King over that one. But it's great for you to decide what your child reads.
Yeah.
You don't want me deciding what your child reads. And I don't want you deciding what my grandchildren read. Me and their parents can take care of that.
It's crazy we have the comments over here. Literacy matters. English is important. Is it? The graduation rate with the knowledge rate these days. Maybe we should put that to books.
Ivy said, absolutely, Darlene.
Yeah.
That's what you got going on. Okay, great. So then we also wanted to talk about the flock camera issue. You saw the video we played at the beginning. I know it's an issue for everybody. So we just saw a former sheriff's office employee accused of accessing Effingham's flock system more than 60 times for non-law enforcement purposes. Also in Chatham County, or actually the Savannah PD, 6 also got fired for doing the same kind of thing. So let's play this video of Flock, and then we're going to ask you the question.
Right now in Bullock County, a former investigator is under investigation by the GBI, accused of misusing flock cameras. Bullock County arrest records show Andre Wright was arrested July 27th and charged with violation of oath by a public officer, computer invasion of privacy, stalking, and misuse of a license plate data. He is one of at least 19 accused of flock camera misuse in the state of Georgia this year. The Ogeechee Judicial Circuit District Attorney's Office said Wright has not been employed with them since July 9th of this year. We're told this remains an active and ongoing.
19 employees with access to flock cameras got in trouble. And you think that's all there was? You think there was only 19 people that did that? Does that expose a bigger problem with how these cameras are being monitored? And what safeguards would you put in place?
It would take an awful lot of safeguards. I'd first like to clarify that it's not so much that the flock cameras in themselves are bad. It's the ability that the flock cameras give. And also, too, Flock is not the only company that makes them. They're actually called automatic license plate readers. Flock is just a brand name. But it's what they can do. You know, back in the day, if the cops wanted to see what you were up to, or they wanted to see who was going down 21, they were perfectly welcome to park a cruiser there and with a camera and take all the pictures they wanted to. Now we have technology that allows us to do that without providing the cop. And that seems so wonderful because labor is expensive. Good policemen are expensive. And we do have some of those. But what we can do now is so much more. And the companies themselves are selling so much more to the police. It's not, people don't think, well, they're just taking your license plate going down the road. Wouldn't it be nice if maybe somebody stole your car and then they could find it because they're looking at your license plate? That's a good thing, isn't it? And yeah, that actually would be a good thing. But that's not all that they're used for. We've got people who are being pulled over from cops because somebody entered a license plate wrong. They entered a 0 instead of an O. And it's causing them quite problems. The data that they gather can be sorted for what color car you have, by your license plate number, by bumper stickers, by decals. They can assemble a complete pattern of your movements. I told you I do gig work. I'm just really interested in what is in the cameras on me. And I'm walking around or driving around with a big old Darlene for Commissioner signs on the side of my car. It's pretty identifiable.
Hope you're driving safe.
Yeah.
Aggressive.
But that data needs to be protected. If we're going to have that kind of a database, it should take a judge to get into it. It should not take Joe Blow going, I wonder where my girlfriend's been lately. And there are programs that largely, I think, set up because of public outcry. There are programs that can be used, but it's not required for people to use it. Now, Savannah caught a bunch of people using Flock's own program to catch people. And at the very minimum, if we have to have them, then we need to have it so that the data is not easily accessible. It cannot be assessed other than in an exigent emergency. Okay, grandma's been kidnapped and she's in a red Camaro going down 21. Okay, y'all can look for that. But we can't look for, gee, I don't know what that lady in the blue Nissan is doing. She's driving around a lot. That was
that's the part that obviously they're solving crimes, dangerous crimes, and that's great, and that's what and I think I'm kind of with you though. But why can't you just go to a judge and get a warrant to look through the footage and stuff? What would be wrong with that?
It would just take too long.
And also too, we think about Jimmy McDuffie, and our guys, our deputies, they're good guys. They're the ones with it. But who's Jimmy selling that data to? I don't know. I'd like to find out.
So I want to ask in the chat. So in the chat, would you rather see stronger oversight or remove cameras entirely from this Flock stuff? I heard a lot of crazy stuff on it. I don't know if I like it. But we have a question over here. It says, how do we mitigate the data? It isn't a bad thing, but there should be stronger oversight. That's why we're getting a data center, so we can store all the data from the Flock cameras.
I think so.
No, stronger oversight is absolutely that's got to be. You think they're going to rip out all these Flock? There's no way. They're too invested. There's no matter what we do, we can probably get a stop. But the best hope we could possibly hope for is some kind of control over who gets to see the data, right?
Now, there are some towns who have said, nope, we're not doing this no more, and quit paying Flock and didn't have them. And then they had to go out and dismantle the cameras because Flock didn't turn them off when the city quit paying.
That sounds a little inconspicuous.
It does. So it falls in the line of, it would be really good to regulate this very strictly. It's going to be very hard, and it's going to take oversight probably outside of our officers to get that done.
I saw a TikTok today where a guy who installed them was like, this is what you need to uninstall.
I do not advocate for any of that.
Right. They are like,
people don't want it.
Well, yeah, they don't want that. Just crazy. So we got some more chats up in here. Like,
remove them. They connect too much of our. Yeah, they do. There's even ones out there that are like they connect to your Bluetooth. So any Bluetooth device in your car that information is taken back. So you, your kids, your spouse, like now they know which car lives at what house and who's doing what in that house. That's a little bit of invasion of privacy. Yes, we're breaking the law, okay? I'd never. I'd never.
All right. So, okay. So now you talked about, you say that commissioners or the commission needs greater financial accountability. Give me 2 or 3 specific county spending or financial decisions you believe are wrong, and tell me what you would have done instead.
Yeah, first of all, I would say that handling the money for the county is undoubtedly the hardest, most difficult, and aggravating job that a county commissioner has to fight. I mean, they are out there. You look at the people in the county, what do they want? Everything. And we want it big, and we want it shiny, and we want it fast. And we want maybe 3 of them because it's a long way from Clio to Rincon. So we probably need, more of that. And we want parks, ballparks, yeah, swimming pool, yeah, aqua center, we need that. But the backside of that is, what do they want to pay for that? And the answer to that is, not with my property taxes. So the commission is always working a balance between getting what the county needs, what they really need, and what they want to. Just like any parent working the budget for their household, you're trying to figure out what the kids need, trying to get them that. And then maybe if you got some things you can give them that they want, that's good too. But it's difficult because the people's expectations for what they receive don't balance with what it costs. So what we've done lately here is we've tried to put we in loose calling, but the commissioners have tried a lot of SPLOSTs, and the SPLOSTs allow them to buy things for the people of the county using sales tax money instead of property taxes. And I can see why they would do that. We get some, people, once the law's passed and they've been to the store and they've paid that extra penny on the dollar for a couple of weeks, they kind of forget about it. And nobody's calling their commissioner, and nobody's, complaining about their property tax bill. And it works out kind of nice. But I've noticed over the years that because they get, and it's a lot of money, they like it. They like it a lot. Because they're used to getting that, and it doesn't come with any strings, they're overusing it. This last SPLOST that's coming up in November, I went and looked at what they want to use it for. The previous SPLOST was for $80 million and was supposed to last till 2027. I think it might have been 2028. But they spent all that, and they've collected all that too. I don't mean that they've spent more than they collected. They got their $80 million out of their tax, and they've spent it. And so now they're coming back for more. And this time we're going to have $200 million, not 80. So we won't go through it so fast. And then, oh my goodness. And what are we going to do with it? Well, we got with all the county with the cities, and somebody's getting a new city hall. Somebody else is getting a new city hall. And we worked out this deal where everybody gets stuff. We're going to do this. And we're getting a training center for law enforcement and some things that we may well need. I don't know that we don't need those things. I haven't been in the city halls of Springfield or Guyton. I don't know what's in there. But some of it just seems like, oh my God, we need some more money. And so we have to justify how we spend it. So here's some things we can spend some money on, rather than like the T-SPLOST, when they came out with that, it was like, oh, we really need roads. Yeah, we really did. But this one just seems like, oh, we really like having money, and here's some things we can spend it on. Please vote for us. And I'm not for this SPLOST. I voted for everyone we've had before, but I will not be voting for this.
Did they earmark anything for it specifically? Or just $200 million just for the county? Oh,
so it's a little complicated the way that it is. The money's collected countywide. And then they make I want to be careful. They made an agreement with the cities contained within the county. So that would be Springfield, Guyton, and Rincon, that they get to share a portion of that revenue. And it's allocated out in percentages. And then because they did that, because they worked with the cities, they are allowed to let it run for 6 years instead of 5. So they sat down with the cities and everybody put their wish list together. And there's also a long list of things that the county's going to do with that. And that's all available if anybody wants to look at it at the agenda packet or the minutes packet for the last commissioners meeting. It was really interesting to me. And then it's just find a way too, because they're going, oh, and we're going to get a bond for the first 100 million because, that way we'll have the money to start all the capital projects and we won't have to wait for the money to come in.
Of course. You want to get you want to do that before you get the money, right?
So I don't think I'm for any of that. I also was not for any of the financial decisions that were made around the library. We spent a lot of money to change our library. To buy the collection so we could keep all the collection that was in our library. We spent over $250,000 just to keep the books that we already had. What
would they have done with the books had you guys not kept it?
They probably would have been sent back to the other Live Oak branches. We had the division was on the percentage of the collection that the library originally owned, and we originally were allocated 10%. That 10% of Live Oak's collection should belong to Rincon and Springfield combined, and it turned out that we had 13% on our shelves.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So I want to jump over the chat for a second. Savannah's food enthusiast: cheap, fast, good, and you can only pick 2. Only so much money.
Absolutely right. I quoted that for years to my bosses at Gulfstream.
And then we have this one. So what does the county need, in your opinion? How do you get folks to understand that spending money for certain things is for the greater good, like hospitals? You know where that came from.
So what do you think the county needs, Darlene?
What our county needs is responsible leadership that's transparent with our residents so that we don't always have to wonder what they're up to. And I'll be a little more specific about that. They're legally very transparent. The minutes are posted on the website. The agenda packet is posted on the website. Everything that they do is streamed on YouTube. You can walk in if you're among 62 and arrive on time. You can watch the meetings there. But there's ways of imparting information and there's ways of telling information and not giving you information. And they have a lot. It just the things like the wish list for that SPLOS bond. It's there. It's available to anybody, but it's not mentioned.
Right.
So I guess like if you're going into you got elected, you got into the office, you've got this budget, what like specific like businesses or things of that nature would you say we need this, we need this, we need this, and the people are good?
I would tend to think that the people of Effingham can pick the businesses that they want by patronizing them. And then businesses are not stupid either about where they locate. They go where the demand is. And if you've been up and down 21, in the last 20 years, you'll know what used to be an open field pretty much between Pine Forest Subdivision and Goshen Church is not that anymore. I don't know. I think that Effingham wants more people things. I think they want more restaurants. I think they want more entertainment. I think they want more things for their kids to do. I don't think they want warehouses.
Right.
The kids can play in the warehouses.
Actually, an empty warehouse is not bad as a place to play in, but I don't know that playing in it would pay much of the rent on it.
Well, hello, y'all. They have hospitals in. They have that one in Effingham, right?
Yes, we have a hospital.
Yeah.
You might need a better one.
Huh?
You might need a better one.
Well, I mean, it can get better. We just need more funding, right? So
we don't need more hospitals. We need better doctors.
Well, better funding. I think that's the biggest problem, right? Is that these rural hospitals are not getting the funding that they need because the budget's been cut. We're not, I think Corey talked about that last week, where they're not getting the funding they need. That's why he's running on that. Okay, well, let's move on to your competition, Roger Burdett, who has been representing District 2 for years. So let's play this video of him.
Something there. Today I had a meeting virtually with some Georgia Tech personnel that the chamber's arranging. Should be on the 26th. That we're going to do a full panel of Q&A. Different people from every part of it, from OpenAI, from our board, from the chamber, and then academia as well. We want somebody that's totally unbiased on this panel. And so far, we've got buy-in from a couple of different professors who have nothing to do with development or anything like that. And that's really what I've been seeking, and it looks like this is going to come to fruition. But it's just now in its infancy stages, so give it a little bit of time and should materialize.
Okay, so what's the strongest thing you think he's done for Effingham, and what's the biggest reasons voters should replace him with you?
Well, I'll start with the strongest thing Roger Burdett's ever done for me, and that is we are currently having our drainage in Westwood Heights fixed. It's been going on a long time. This is the second time it's been fixed, and it's probably costing some money, but our neighborhood needed it, and we're getting it. And Roger helped that happen, and I will give him credit for that. And it's probably a good idea to remember about drainage and subdivisions before you go approving subdivisions with 25 retention ponds. And I'll give Roger credit. He did remember that, and he did vote against it. As far as Effingham in general, this new water system that's coming along seems like a pretty good idea to me. If we don't get messed over on the back end. Remember the front end was very favorable because it's really for the benefit of Hyundai and the counties that supply water to the Hyundai plant. We had the support of Governor Kemp to do that. And so we have that part, and it's really nice. It's a good deal. Now, the second part of it, where we get to actually use the water, I'd like to have that continue on and do well, but I think it bears watching because this falls into the category of things that, we didn't mean that. I just kind of want to see how that works out. We'll see.
Nobody wants a messy back end.
It is. And the water thing, full disclosure, is something that will never help me because I live in Westwood and we're on community water, and we'll be paying a water bill to Savannah lawyers till Jesus comes or the wells run dry, one or the other.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
So why you should have me instead of Roger? Well, when I first met Roger at a town hall, he was very new, and he had said that they had asked him to run. And I assumed they was Republicans, or it could have been the Effingham Good Old Boy Network. There's a huge overlap between those two things anyway. So in 2018, he qualified, and he nobody else did. He won. In 2022, Roger qualified, and nobody else did. There was a write-in candidate, but he did win that election very handily. So Rogers never really faced a lot of opposition until this year when he did have a primary opponent too. But somewhere along the line, Rogers lost the fact that he's supposed to be representing for us and advocating for us. And he seems to think that he should be taking care of us and telling us what we want and what we like. And let's get those books in the library all approved. And here's this nice data center. And I've checked into it and you'll like it. And if you don't like it, my goodness, you're erroneously misinformed. I want to be the representative, the commissioner that will represent you, not rule over you. I want to advocate for you and not the corporations. And I don't want to be somebody sitting in a commissioner meeting after all of this crap has come down going, well, we're going to have experts and we're going to have this and they're going to be neutral and dispassionate and it's going to be wonderful. And that's what we want. And that's what I'm seeking guidance. Where were you seeking it 6 months ago? Vote for me. I won't do that to you.
Well, I like the fact that you say this, and this is true. I see this in several, like, I'm not trying to talk smack about nobody, but city council, it seems like they want to tell you what they think, and that's what you're supposed to do, like not the other way around. I agree with what you're saying. Listen to the people. They'll tell you what they want, right? As long as you're not hearing the people, you're doing a good job.
But what if they're smarter than the people?
It just amazes me. I mean, and Mr. Burdett himself made this statement. He says that I can't believe people are still mad. And that's not his exact words, but it was, I thought this would have died down by now.
What, the data center thing?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a long road to hoe for that one. I don't think he realizes how long this road is going to be plowing.
We are just now tying our hair back. We haven't even taken off our hair.
I honestly do not fathom. One of two things happen. Our corporate leaders decide, or our county leaders, all of them en masse, because they were all in it, either decided that we don't care what you want. Here's this. Have a nice day. Or they literally had been running things to suit themselves for so long that they have no idea that the people wanted. It was kind of like, well, as long as, we pick on those groups, it's okay. We get away with it. Oh, wait, now we've made everybody mad.
Right. They showed up to the open AI thing, I think, shocked.
I was out of state. It just killed me that I couldn't be here. It's just, I wanted to see that so bad.
Oh, all right. Well, let's catch up on the chats here.
Yeah, we have this one question from Stephanie. If elected, would you have town halls so you could hear what people have to say, or would you opt for a different forum to hear your constituents?
Constituents.
I couldn't even say it. That was such a good word. I didn't read much books neither.
That's why Brandon needed a library like you guys do, see?
Now I have one in my house for some reason.
I would not be opposed to town halls. I think town halls are fine. And I will say, I think Roger started the idea of having town halls back 8 years ago. At the very least, he was an early adopter. There's nothing wrong with a town hall, but there's nothing wrong with other ways of getting information out to your constituents too. The county has a very definite policy of pushing information one way, and that's to you. They're not really good about checking back for information coming back to them. They don't allow comments on any of their Facebook pages. They tell you and you listen, and that's the way they want it. I much prefer, I tell you, but I will listen to you as well. And I would have, at the very minimum, a Facebook page that is open to comments that I monitored and that I took care of. I would advocate for the county opening up their social media too, so that they could hear from people and maybe they wouldn't be so surprised to find out that the whole county wants their blood.
They are out for blood.
Well, I still want to say, everybody, thank you guys for still being in the chat. If you're still here, we love you. Hit that like button, share button. We really appreciate this. If you share this out, it'll help Darlene out so people get to know who she is. The more people that sees this, the more people they know who they're voting for. And, hopefully we get Roger on here and you guys can make your own decisions. But, all right. So this is Brandon's favorite part of the program we're going into here.
This is like we're figuring out who you are. We want knee-jerk reactions. So I only have 5 questions. The first 4 is I'm going to say a word. And then first word that comes to your mind. And the last one is this or that kind of thing. Okay? 30 seconds. So you got to be quick. We're going to judge you if you're not.
Oh, goodness.
You ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So 30 seconds. That's all right. First one comes to mind when you hear Effingham.
Home.
Leadership.
Not Burdette.
Government.
Can be helpful.
Transparency.
Necessary.
Are you an optimist or a realist?
I'm an engineer. I go either way.
All right. Well, great. Well, it's been very awesome having you on here, Darlene. I really, really appreciate it. I want to make sure we capture everything. So is there anything that we didn't ask you that you wanted to say?
I can't think of a thing.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really, really appreciate it. And of course, if you like what Darlene has to say, go out to the polls, definitely vote in November. And we really appreciate you coming on, Darlene. And we hope to see you soon. Okay. If you win, will you come on here and tell us what's going on in the county?
Absolutely. That will be part of my public outreach.
There we go. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. We'll see you later. All right. Man, that was pretty awesome, right?
Yeah. It's kind of nice to actually get to talk to and see like who these people are that you're going to be representing you. I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to say thank you guys once again for coming on and watching. We really, really appreciate it. This show is for you guys, and we can't do it without you guys. But I don't want you guys to miss the data center video I did last Saturday. I've been posting it on the socials here shortly. But I definitely don't want you to miss this next video coming out Saturday. I want you guys to check this preview out really quick. Savannah's favorite food enthusiast. I hope you're here.
And this right here. First one's probably not going to be as good, so it's probably not really gonna set off as well as we want it to. We'll see though. Sometimes
I give you the
honestly not bad. On top.
Live action.
What is this cotton candy supposed to do there, Tone?
It's going to add a nice little touch of sweet element to it, but as you can see here, I'm trying to do this as dainty as possible, but
doing a great job,
save
buddy.
some of it, but bam, let's jump in, buddy.
All right, let's do it. Oh man, we got so lucky. We got to go behind the scenes at Alligator Soul. If you haven't been there, wild game at the best level possible. If you go for an anniversary or birthday or something like that, definitely hook up Alligator Soul if you like cotton candy on your duck. Well, I love it. Was incredible. We also had the boar. We just went there this weekend. Me and my wife, Lindsay, we went there. Got the turtle soup. That was good. So, I mean, they do all kinds of weird. Have you ever had turtle soup there, Brandon?
Do I look like I've had turtle soup?
I mean, turtle soup, dude. But we got all kinds of stuff coming up. I got my new listing, 153 Brightleaf Circle in Hinesville. We got a video for that. Brandon, you got an open house this Sunday, right?
What do you know? Yes, I do. 120 Dukes Way in Savannah. It's in Georgetown. It's a beautiful house. I need one of you to buy it. If you're in the comments, you should buy it.
And after you go to his, come all the way out to Hinesville. Come see me out there at 153 Brightleaf Circle. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. I love you guys so much. Brandon, you got anything else?
No, well, we want to thank you, Decaps24, Megan Kozlowski, OKV9Z, Stephanie Reese, Joshua Giebler, Deadly D, Deadly too. I'm just not getting
Whoa.
that. Ivy Gibbons, Savannah's Food Enthusiast, Bobby Thunder, Lindsay 32221. Thank you guys so much for participating and watching and getting some knowledge. We really appreciate it. It's good for good for the goose, good for the gander, so we can vote correctly.
All right, guys. Well, we love you guys so much. Thank you guys. And we'll see you guys next. Don't forget, we're going to be moving to Wednesdays in September. So we'll be doing Mondays until September. So we love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.